Okay, let's try to get one more game in. One more game in before the shit show begins. You know what I mean. Refrigerator 1955 from America. Okay. National Master. National Masters. I don't really care much about titles. I'm kind of happy I don't have one because I think it would be rather embarrassing to lose. I mean, I lose 50% of my games. We all do. Everyone in the chess world, no matter how good you are, you're going to lose 50% of your games. Because that's how the rating system works. And of course, if you're this great master, then that's going to be rather a humbling experience, isn't it? I like to humble masters. I don't really care either way, but let's try to take this one off. There's a bit of tension brewing in the center. He has a solitary advanced pawn, so it's a mini edge for our opponent here, but I'm not so sure about this move. Maybe it reinforces the power of this pawn actually. So might have to play a patch-up move like this even. Yeah. Let's save that for later. And if he comes in here and we capture, then I'm optimistic that I'll be able to win the pawn back. So, so it's fine. He does have a nice advanced pawn, but it's fine. And this would work more optimally if I were castling, but I'm not castling. And, well, seems to be going exactly like what we were thinking it might go like, but there is pressure down here, which is important to factor in. There's pressure there as well. He can hold on with the knight, but it's one move too slow, I think. At the end of the day, one move too slow on the whole shebang. Here. Captures now. Okay. Okay. Now the game's back on. Now we're gonna have a contest of some kind. We have to think very carefully. This is a tactical position. It's a very tactical position, very complicated. This knight is very vulnerable. This pawn is a bit vulnerable. Pawn up was tempting, but it had problems which come with knight takes, let's say queen takes, to hold on to the knight, which is now undefended. So knight takes, queen takes again. Again, the king has to take to try to hold on to that knight, which is now undefended. And then the rook check comes in, and it all falls apart because you can't hold on to the knight any longer. If you try to put the knight in the way, the pawn wins the knight. So therefore, I've chosen not to move this pawn, but to solidify it with the rook instead. This is also a good angle. Also opening up this one. Still think he might be a move slow. No. Castling is a must here. seems like. That rook was too loose a piece. And now we just try to hold on to it. We might lose a pawn here, but we might win a pawn there. It might get a bit messy. Probably a pretty even position overall. Knight in here could have been better on the last move. Yeah, that would have been better. Let's no longer have that pawn push here. Yeah. Gonna have to buckle down, son. It's a crazy world out there. Let's try to keep challenge the open file. Open file is where the battle is at. We have part of the semi-open file. Can potentially use this as a double up tactic, but he'll probably just capture here, in which case we do get the open file, which doesn't really matter anyway. Do we translate into a recovery of the island pawn? The island pawn was a bit weak, but now we've unified him with the family. Thank you. But we got still problems ahead, so gotta see. Watch out for these tactics, obviously. This knight is rather pretty here, rather effective. We just got to tickle the. We also got to play quick. Now time is going to be a factor in the game. Let's acknowledge that. This king and this knight could end up being a bit of a bad vibe if this sort of thing were to happen. So let's try to open things up. Let's try to break down this pawn mass here. Take the head of the pawn chain and thrust him forward and have a direct confrontation. Now's the time to do a confrontation. And maybe we drop that knight outpost in there with the rooks to support him. No, rook not going to support him. He might come in with the queen check. You're going to defend it with the pawn or just tuck back away? No. Let's invest in some avoiding all of these check shenanigans. Maybe that was a move too slow from me. It's possible, but I know what I'm doing. Oh. Gotta play fast. Yeah, I'm playing a bit too slow here. We're gonna go for a simplified position because the queen on the board was just a bit too nervy for me, personally. A bit too nervy. This knight is so annoying. Ooh! What a tricky tactic that would have been. The guy's a tactician. We'll tuck back in if he comes here. See, we're very confident with the endgame time scramble. That's part of the whole skill that I have, apparently. So I'm happy to take the game down to the wire because I trust myself to be able to handle the challenges that will arise inevitably in such a situation. And I'm confident in having the skills for the scramble. The skills for the scramble are Very important to have, and you've got to have the skills for the scramble. Scrambled eggs. All right. Good game, good game, good game. It was an interesting game. All right. See you later.